Welcome back to This Week in Video Games, and this is the news roundup, giving you all the latest video game news that you need to know in just about 10 minutes. Now, if you find this useful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe on YouTube and also your favourite podcast apps. Links down below in the description or the show notes. Well, it's the 10th of April 2022, so let's get into the news. Well, first of all, today in the news, Halo Infinite Season 2 Lone Wolves, the trailer has been released, and it features a first look at new maps. This one comes from Wesley LeBlanc out of Game Informer. Well, Xbox and 343 Studios announced last month that Season 2 of Halo Infinite's multiplayer is called Lone Wolves, and that is going to begin on May the 3rd. Well, now the studios released a quick trailer to showcase some of what players can expect in it. Titled Season 2 Announced Lone Wolves, this trailer is short and sweet. It's less of a trailer highlighting all that awaits players in Season 2, and more of a trailer meant to build some hype for the new season, which is now less than a month away. However, there are some things that stand out in it, like new cosmetics, and most excitingly, new maps, or at least there appear to be snippets of possibly 2 new maps. Well, Lone Wolves gear up for Season 2 of Halo Infinite, the trailer's description reads, experience fresh content including new maps, modes, themed limited time events, and an all-new battle pass that never expires. We've got until May the 2nd to complete the Season 1 battle pass before Season 2 begins on May 3rd. If you don't complete it in time, don't sweat. As previously announced, all battle passes in Halo Infinite will stay available to all players. You can access them at any time. However, you cannot progress through 2 different battle passes at the same time. Instead, you must select which battle pass you want to work on at any given moment. As for what to expect in Season 2, Creative Director Joseph Staten said in March, during Season 2, we will be shipping playlist updates, balance changes, new modes and maps, specifically one arena map named Catalyst and one big team battle map named Breaker. Well, the new modes include Last Spartan Standing, a free-for-all elimination mode, as well as another new mode named Land Grab, plus a return of an updated all-time favourite mode, King of the Hill. Now, if you're curious about the theming of Lone Wolves, Staten said, by the theme we mean core idea that guides the creation of much but not all of the season's content. Lone Wolf Spartans are hunters, they're trackers, they're resourceful improvisers operating deep in enemy territory without resupply or support. They're fierce, rugged, prefer to work alone, and they're still loyal to the Spartan pack. Well, next up in the news today, Kingdom Hearts 4 is officially on the way, and this one comes from Vicky Blake out of Eurogamer. So Square Enix has confirmed that Kingdom Hearts 4 is officially on the way, and in the final video released as part of the series' 20th anniversary celebrations, dubbed a compilation of all the trailers revealed during today's event, we unexpectedly catch a sight of Sora and the statement, the heart resides within the soul, which in turn is guided by its fate to the rightful place. So Sora makes a triumphant return with an updated look at the beginning of an epic new storyline titled The Lost Master Arc, Square Enix explains. Beginning with Sora facing off in a boss battle against a great enemy, players are introduced to the Quadratum, a large, expansive city set in a gorgeous, realistic world unlike we've ever seen before in Kingdom Hearts, and fans are going to be excited to see the return of Sora's well-known companions, in addition to the first appearance of Strelitz Zia, a mysterious new character who appears before Sora in this strange new setting. Well, there's not even a whiff of a release date just yet, or even an indication of what platforms Kingdom Hearts 4 is headed to, but development does seem advanced enough to give us not just cinematics, but a glimpse of gameplay above the streets of a modern cityscape. And right at the end, our good pals Donald Duck and Goofy make an appearance too. We also learned about Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, a mobile game that's going to close beta testing later this year, and Square Enix says it's going to allow players to embark on adventures from the realm of Scarlet and Calum into the real world, and engage in exhilarating battles against the Heartless and discover an all-new original story. Well, next up in the news today, Returnal wins big at this year's BAFTA Game Awards, and this one comes from Matt Wales out of Eurogamer. Well, BAFTA has announced the 2022 winners of its annual Game Awards, with developer Housemarque's sci-fi shooter roguelike Returnal leaving the show most laden, having taken home the gong across a grand total of 4 categories, including 1 for Best Game. Alongside that Best Game award, Returnal came top in BAFTA's audio achievement and music categories, while Jane Perry scored a win performer in a leading role category for a portrayal of Returnal's protagonist, Celine Vassos. Returnal wasn't the only multi-award winner, however. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart successfully beat the competition in BAFTA's animation and technical achievement categories, while Hazelight Studios' It Takes Two was named the Best Multiplayer Game and Best Original Property. As for Witchbeam's Unpacking, and that was named Eurogamer's Game of the Year in 2021, it won Best Narrative and EE Game of the Year, the latter as voted for by the public. Elsewhere, Hello Games' exploratory sci-fi sim No Man's Sky took home the prize for Best Evolving Game, Forza Horizon 5 won Best British Game, and plenty of smaller titles gained recognition in categories dominated by AAA nominees. Developer Beethoven and Dinosaurs The Artful Escape secured the Artistic Achievement Award, for instance, winning out against the likes of Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank and Resident Evil Village, while Daniel Mullins' wonderfully weird deck builder Inscription was named as a winner in the Game Design category, beating off the likes of Forza Horizon 5 Returnal and Deathloop. Well, next up in the news today, Mario Golf, the classic N64 sports game, comes to Switch this month. This one comes from Jason Guisau out of Game Informer. Well, this month, Nintendo Switch Online expansion members get a classic sports game with Mario Golf, and previous Sega Genesis and Nintendo 64 titles that become available with the expansion include Paper Mario, Banjo-Kazooie, F-Zero, Alien Soldier, Super Fantasy Zone and Light Crusader. So Mario Golf was well received when it initially launched in 1999, in a bevy of playable characters including the titular plumber and his mainstay companions Luigi, Princess Peach and Yoshi, alongside several courses rendered in 3D for the first time in a golf-centric series, impressed and excited a large swathe of fans. Moreover, wind strength, weather and direction added a nuance to the loop, making shots more rewarding, and this success continued with the recent Mario Golf Super Rush, released on Switch in 2021. And finally today, Metroid Dread Boss Rush modes are now available, and this one comes from Tom Phillips out of Eurogamer. So Metroid Dread now offers 3 Boss Rush modes, thanks to today's free updates. You better gain access to the first after completing the main game story. Well, the standard Boss Rush lets you fight 12 bosses one after the other, with damage from each carried over to the next, and weapons are fully restored. Your aim here is to down each boss as quickly as possible, and if Samus is downed herself, then you'll be able to retry your current boss fight but incur a time penalty. So complete Boss Rush and you'll unlock Survival Rush, and that gives you a 5-minute time limit to defeat as many of the game's bosses as possible. So here, one defeat may mean game over. However, each successful defeated boss will add time back to your clock. And finally, you've got Dread Rush, and you're only going to be able to get access to this if you beat the main game on the one-hit kill Dread mode. And here, any damage from a boss will mean an instant game over. Well, good luck going into that. Well, that is it for all the video game news today on the 10th of April 2022. And thank you so much for watching or listening. And for more video game news content like this, like, subscribe and share with a friend. And also, you can check me out on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. Well, This Week in Video Games is also a Patreon, and you can find out more on patreon.com/thisweekinvideogames. where you can sign up for awards like early access to the podcast, get your name in the credits of videos, as well as exclusive content, special Discord roles, and community features too. Well, check out the links down below in the description or the show notes for more information. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.